was watching the video and Stuart was talking about your custom avatar, like I was already thinking like in my own head, like before he's even going into the video, like, well, I know there's a bunch of people like me who are just, struggling or have struggled to find fulfillment. And I can tell, and like there's even individuals around me right now that are just, they're lost. They don't have that like vision of waking up every day, keeping themselves accountable, and like being brave enough to like start to do
Yeah.
that process.
Yeah.
And for me, like this past 2 years has been very transformational in a personal sense, not very financially or career at all, but like my inner self. And I started training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I don't know if you're aware of what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is, but
Yeah.
man, it has really just taught me that you can really overcome some stressful, struggling scenarios. But then like that that thing that made you like, you know, like you're put into an arm lock or something, and you have no idea what's happening, and it's just a stressful thing, and you have to tap, and then little by little you're able to work through that with people who are much bigger than you, and the next thing you know, you're escaping,
Right.
and little by little you're advancing your position. They're not able to get you so easily. You can tell they're getting frustrated, but you're building yourself up, and then another year later, like I'm putting those people in those situations that had me in, right, and in these attacks and these positions. And it's just like really taught me that like even if something is way bigger, way more than you think, like just showing up and learning every day is what gets you there. So just I know I can apply a lot of what I've learned through my physical self, which I've always been very like adept at, and I enjoy living a physical lifestyle.
Yeah.
I know I have to apply that to my mind, man, because like I said, everything's all chaotic. All my thoughts, everything's written down. It's like I know there's some form of order I can
Yeah.
practice, and processes in place that can help me make sense of it, and just get a better grip and see that it's attainable.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I like the analogy that you used with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That like how people would bring you certain locks and then like, you would get out of that, and then how you compare that with life in general, like how you would be in a
100%, man.
situation with life and then you like, dude, like, I don't know what to do right now. Like I am totally lost. And then the fact that that there are ways to, you know, untangle and kind of get out of it and learn from
Yeah.
it. Um, that's a pretty dope analogy. I probably would use it, but I'm not doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so I can't really relate with that. Um, yeah, dude, that's such an interesting idea because, like, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, I've had like the tendency to like, because I would, and that's the mistake that I'm doing. But like, I would see of how other people are talking about their pains, and I'm thinking, man, like that's so significant. Like I don't know, especially like when they will have kids, right? And they're saying like, oh, well, things about the fact that you were not there for your kids, or you were not spending enough time with your kids, or you missed out on certain things, or I don't know, you quit your job, or you got fired, all like significant pain points. And I'm thinking like, man, should I maybe dig into my life and look at that pain points that I've had, or like should I even like try to say things but like a little bit different and word it differently?
Right.
And I was just thinking that way, and I'm like, but that's not me though.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not the value of your journey.
yeah, right. Like, it's just not me, and that's what I was thinking. Like, okay, I need to just like literally say how I like my journey. Because in short, this is what happened. Basically, I studied philosophy, right?
Very
As a
cool.
student, studied philosophy, loved it. But then the thing is that my dad was about to get retired, and he was looking for another source of income, and he was basically looking for other opportunities to do more like online, so that he could be able to travel and like do his thing, whatever. And he got involved. He got introduced by SFM, and he talked to me about
Right?
it, like, yo, like there's this thing about like online digital business, and whenever you're done with your studies, I want you to get on board and check it out, right? Because we
Wow.
were already thinking about like things that we would want to do, right? And so basically my plan was I was about to do like a research master the following year. And so I had like 1 year in between to kind of, you know, try to do different things. I was thinking of doing internships, but I was, more like in research based, whatever, or even like, because I was interested in like political philosophy and that aspect of it. The thing is that like he introduced me with it. He's gone through all the modules already. So when I got into it, I had to have like a introduction on steroids to like, this is what it does, this is what you need to do, like this is what the business is about, this is what's going to happen. So like I started immediately going through like the modules as fast as I could and understand what it was about. And I was like, cool, let's just ads, right? Let's try to get ads out. Let's see how it's going. So then in that process, I was starting to figure out what message do we want to talk about. But see, if you realize my dad is retired, so he's on the other extreme end of the age span, right? Because he's like in almost the 70s. And
Right.
I'm 24, 23 actually. I'm turning 24 in 2 weeks. So like, and most of the people we work with are like in the age bracket of 35 to 45-ish, kind of like people in SFM and stuff like that, right?
Really?
I would reckon. I would reckon. I think there's a lot of people that are, because it makes sense too, right? Because most of them have worked for like, I don't know, 5 to 10 years maybe. They have 1 or 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
And realizing that like they've been working for this job for a while and they're not getting satisfied because they're not,
Yep.
they don't have the time, they don't have financial reasons, and like either we have one set group like in a corporate aspect that would like chase the money, but then eventually realize that the money's not bringing them any like true joy and satisfaction,
Yeah.
or you have the other who are kind of stuck in sort of like a like in a job space where they don't have like opportunity to grow or opportunity to kind of develop and challenge
Yeah.
themselves. And you know what I'm saying? So you have these two subsets, like those that have money, they're not happy, but those that don't, they're not happy. But then they realize even though you would have money, you wouldn't be happy because they're the one that have money and they're not happy. See what I'm saying?
We
So,
understand.
but I didn't live neither of these lives. Like I'm not,
Yeah.
that's not me. Like I can't say to people like, oh, do you feel as well like your job is not bringing you any satisfaction and like you're not having enough time to spend with your kids? I can't really say that because like I don't have kids,
No.
and I don't know, dude. It was just like a struggle, and that's why I was starting to think like, okay, maybe I should like just cut the bullshit and literally like just talk about what I have specifically been through and hope that there's someone out there that somewhat would relate, right? Like I will probably talk about the, not having enough time to spend with the kids. I won't talk about the benefits of working 5 or 10 years. And it's like, I don't know. Like I can do research. I can't like, like authentically speak about it. And yeah, dude, that's just kind of my, like the struggle that I've had. I was like, maybe I need to like, I don't know, find people or other individuals that are thinking as well about um, restructuring their audience and speaking to more of a genuine and authentic way, just kind of like vulnerable in a way, right? Like
Mhm.
I don't have anything to hide. Like yes, you have kids, but I don't know what it means to have kids. Like you have
Yeah.
issues I don't know. Like, so it's just like it's just that, and yeah, dude, like your video inspired me because I saw like someone who's bold enough to just kind of not only like put themselves out there and just kind of like talking about their experience and the challenge, but beyond that, just you know, yeah, just kind of like your perspective on what you'd want to do and your audience that you want to target, and even like how you were talking about certain challenges and how you can see them differently in a different light, you know. I don't know. I just got inspired by that, and I was like, "That's dope. That's pretty cool."
That is pretty cool, man. That's very like, I'm just throwing it out there, man. When I do those videos, I'm just like, I'm really just trying to be myself, and that's been a huge
Yeah,
struggle for the past while, man. But that's what I mean, like just seeing the ad at the right time, meeting this kid, like, and just what I'm practicing in my life right now. It all has like synchronized in this moment. So I'm really trying my best to align my every single day life with who I want to become.
yeah,
And I know that's in and of itself is a lot more value than even if I make a lot of money or this or that. I'm really trying not to focus on the money, like
yeah,
trying to figure out like what is the desired outcome of this training, like who do I want to become. Like money is just a side effect of all of this. And man, I don't know shit. I don't know anything about like you know, bills or nothing. I still live at home. I live with my mom, my grandpa. Like we take care of my grandpa. Like it's totally
Yeah, dude.
totally unique
Yeah,
situation. Like, but I know that that has value, and like that's what the trainings have like showed me is that
yeah.
just been through this journey doing the SFM as the months go by, really getting in line with who I am and who I want to become just day to day.
Well, how do you
I'm
do that? How do you like have, because I think that's super valuable what you're saying, you know, aligning your actions with who you want to become every day, assuming that like you will want to be better and improve
yeah.
and learn. So I'm thinking like how do you do that in a way? Is it just kind of like a constant uh,
Oh,
reminder? Or do you, like
start with
what's
this
your
journal. Start with this journal. I mean, I try to just write
okay,
in it every
all
day
right, that's dope. Yeah.
about like okay, like what do I want to do today? Like, you know, what can I do to live my highest purpose today? You know, what practices, what do I need to do? What obstacle must I overcome right now today? Like what is the thing that I need to do right now? Just little simple things starting with that. But
Awesome.
dude, honestly, man, through this training is like it's really different than what I expected.
Yeah.
I'm going on like the simple modules and like not trying to overlook it and
Yeah.
race ahead because I'm not looking forward to doing the computer ad stuff. I don't even have a computer, man. I have my cell phone. I don't have a computer. I don't have a printer. Like it's unbelievable, and that's like
Dude, you're gonna be
what people
great.
did back in the day. They got their journals out and they wrote stuff down. That's where I'm at right now. I know it's like okay, well, if
Nah,
I can do
dude.
this with nothing, and then you know, 12 months down the line,
Yeah.
and create something about have that lifestyle. I mean, that'll have
Awesome.
value in of itself for other people, kids my age, our age, maybe even a little younger, to get some incentive to be like, wow, maybe school isn't the way. Maybe it is just about like I really just gotta like stay true to myself. But like presenting that in a way that's like it's not as easy as it sounds. Like you really have to reconstruct your unconscious mind, and that's dude Stuart Lichman's process. Like reading those mini courses is messing with my head every day. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy just how quick the switch flicks. And then now that I'm able to like recognize what happened, it's like, well, we got to stop that. Like I got to
Mm.
stop that. And then now that there's a framework, a process how to like move forward from that, but like sticking with that,
Stop what,
you see a lot
sorry?
of kids our age, man, a lot of people that are younger,
Hmm.
they don't even have that. They're weak, man. Like
Yeah, dude.
they're really softening up, and it's not good, man. They're giving up way too easily.
Hmm.
They're not even like seeing that like the simplest things are attainable. Like I believe that everybody should be able to like at least run like for 30 minutes and not be tired. Like some stupid little thing like that. I'm like
Yeah,
the basic human like thing as a human
that's
being we
true.
should like be able to do. And yeah, it's gonna be a struggle, but like the kids they don't even have the tools in their head to be able to like get them through that process of like okay get to that light post and like
Hmm.
breathe, remain calm. Like what if I was actually in danger? Like I got to be running. Like I got to be prepared for this. Little
Right.
things like that are like weighing on my mind. Is that just this generation underneath? I was at the
Yeah.
very tail end, I believe,
Hmm.
and in a lot of ways, I'm just very fortunate to have had certain role models in my life, and
Yeah.
just to have the ability to like want to get up at early in the morning and go to practice for whatever I was doing at the time in high school, or whether it was like showing up early to school to go to the gym, like stuff like that, man. I feel like a lot of kids just aren't there. The cell phones are really, you know, the social media is really taking over. I've disconnected from the majority of those things.
Yeah.
I have Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, the Snapchat and stuff. Like, I think kids, man, they can't even walk down the street and like have a conversation with someone.
That's true.
And like that's something that I had to like consciously work on for a period of time during this 2 years. I'm like I want to be able to do that. I'm a really good person. Like, I'm genuine. Like, well, what do I have to hide? Like, and
Right.
man, like just being around my downtown community, like I said with this restaurant, like they knew me because of like other places I've worked downtown, and I'm doing jujitsu. Like I've made myself, I put myself out there, and I've gained a lot of value.
Right.
And being able to go on camera and share these things is like, well, I think about it, I'm like, you know, I've kind of been like doing this with just a lot of people that I'm comfortable around, that I've grown relationships with in the past year and a half.
Yeah.
Like person to person, like, oh, I see this person every Sunday at the market when I go get some good
Yeah.
like meal and stuff like that, food, you know.
Yeah.
So I know like it's valuable, like it's fulfilling just being able to like do that. But I know like there's probably a 18-year-old kid right now who's, you know, super just maybe nervous, self-conscious. They have these ideas in mind. They're probably like really creative and have a lot of like aspirations when they're inside, you know, when they're comfortable. But like as soon as it comes time to go out there, it's like, you know, they don't know what to do, and they don't think it's possible, or they're too afraid of everyone's going to think. And I know the SFM has really helped me honed in like on my values, and just be like, just the simple process of who do you want to be, like where are you right now and who do you want to be. Like those are powerful questions that, you know, we get like, you sit down in the classroom at school and you get like a worksheet or whatever,
Hmm.
and it's sort of like that, but there's no like method behind it. It's like, oh, set a goal, and like how are you gonna do that, what's gonna motivate you? And it's like motivation and all that isn't like powerful enough,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like my very blurry rough draft is like, I just know that there's kids that need, you know, they'll have value from like things that I've consciously been uncomfortable with, and I've just went out and done it and overcome it. And it's like an ongoing practice. You never like
Right.
reach it. It's like you're always practicing now, right? You just hit
Yeah.
new levels.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a really good point. That's actually a conversation that I've had as well with a friend not too long ago. It's more
Okay.
related to like basically like stoic philosophies. It's where the
Yeah.
capacity of being able to only control or focus on things that you can control and completely disfocus and detach yourself from things that you cannot control. You know,
Exactly.
and often I had this issue, man. Like it could be the dumbest thing, you know, like something that I said to someone or, you know, something that happened in the past. And I'm thinking like so many different scenes and scenarios of like after the action or after things that happen. I'm thinking like, Kev, like you don't have control of none of these things. Like, why would you keep reminiscing about what had happened and whatnot, you know, why would you keep doing that? And I'm thinking, just detach yourself from it and solely focus on the things that you can control now, things that you can do
Now,
today,
right now.
right? And that's when you brought your what you do about like journaling, the fact that you write things down and whatnot. I've started doing that as well, literally
Super powerful.
writing things down, like, okay, what are the good things I've done today, right? And acknowledge that, and I'll think about and I'll write down things that I've done that aren't bad, like, you know, that I'm not happy with, and then I will try to basically condemn those things, but not condemn myself, like not condemn the agent,
Right.
condemn these actions, and explain why is it that you don't want to do that. And then I
Yeah.
would, you know, try to say or try to write down how I would potentially improve on these things. Um,
That's very good.
so that's what I'm trying to do. And that's why, like, when you said that you were writing down, I'm like, he got, like, that's it. He got it. And then I just got to keep doing that. Because I was thinking, it helps, definitely helps, because sometimes you just get overwhelmed by it.
And man, just like, you know, night before, like just having a little like a rough draft for the next day, whether or not I'm not like it's gonna be picture perfect, right? Again, it comes to those
Yeah.
things we can't control. Like there's things I've
Yeah.
had down, and like I absolutely need to do this, and then something happens, and it's like, okay, I know I can still absolutely do this. Like, how am I gonna make it happen? And then, man, like you can really hit those levels of like
Yeah, dude.
just detachment, like you were saying, and then just like boom, 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 and then you go do the thing, and it's like, wow, like I just did that, and it wasn't that hard, right?
Right?
Some of the times that you build it up to be,
I know,
but just like
right?
simply having it written down and just having it unconsciously back in your head, it's that really works. And that's something I need to continue on applying to for just the trainings, man. I'm really having struggles like keeping things like organized
Yeah.
and retaining what I'm consuming. It's like there's so much, but it's like, okay, maybe go back and do module 2 and like really just hone in on that ideal day, like
Yeah.
rather than just like quickly do it, right? It's like, no,
Yeah.
this is a powerful exercise that might need a couple reps in order for me to actually have that, like, oh, this is my ideal day. I don't like, you know, this is what I would envision for myself without external things, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. Absolutely, man. Dude, man, this is great, dude. I really like this. I really like the conversation, man. I'm gaining a lot of value from this.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Of course, of course, of course. This is good, dude. Eventually I'm gonna have to run, but dude, I want to thank you again so much for coming on this call. It's always great to connect and just to kind of relate. And there's a couple of things that I've learned today. So
Absolutely, man. It's just making me feel like, you know what, I can do this.
of
Just
course,
that, just
dude,
like,
absolutely, definitely.
just keep moving onward. So I thank you, Kevin. Like I really appreciate it. And man, always down to hop on a call again. I think I put another one in, man, like 2 weeks from now or something. So
Yeah, dude, honestly, do it. I would love to keep in, like, I would know how you're eventually developing your modules, and especially how you keep
yeah.
your mindset on that kind of every day wanting to be better. Because I'm
Okay,
on it,
man.
and it's a
I look
struggle as
forward.
well. It's a
I
struggle
look
as well. So
forward to it.
I need some of your wisdom. So I'm like, I cool. Like Jayson got it. That's how he does it. I can do it as well. You know what I'm saying? So
Same
that's
here,
all.
man. Absolutely.
Awesome, bro. All right, bro. Well, honestly, have a good evening, and I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Take care.
Take it easy, bro.